How are you? Good, how are you?
You're an amazing player. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You changed the history in basketball.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming here.
Basketball star Caitlin Clark was rendered completely stunned when Brazil's coach made a shocking remark about her. Believe us, this isn't your usual compliment. You'll have to hear it for yourself. Picture someone criticizing your play in a way that would cause even the most seasoned athlete to question their tactics. What was said by the coach? To put it mildly, Caitlin did not anticipate this degree of candor.
It's the way they received her, the way they celebrated her. It's quite a contrast that these women of color from Brazil and their coach had, as opposed to the American players and American women of color and how they treat Caitlin.
Who would have imagined that Caitlin Clark, the undisputed queen of college basketball, would be able to impress not only basketball fans worldwide, but also a Brazil coach who likely knows less about the sport than most of us will ever know. But here we are, at the 2025 WNBA preseason exhibition game, where she faced off against Brazil's best, and let's just say the Brazil coach's reaction had everyone wondering if he was witnessing the second coming of basketball itself.
The team she played against last night, and I understand a lot of this team was young, but the team she played against last night, getting pictures with Caitlin Clark at the end of the game, having her literally sign their jerseys, and those jerseys, you better believe the coach of the rival team being in shock. Like, this is the dream team. This is the dream team. This is the opponents getting pictures with the dream team.
Let's first take a moment to recognize how Brazil's coach, a man whose knowledge of the game is likely unmatched, couldn't help but show Caitlin Clark a ton of love. This isn't the kind of compliment you get from a family member attempting to be kind after you make a three-pointer at Thanksgiving dinner. Rather, it was some admiration for Caitlin Clark that made you wonder, are we sure Caitlin Clark isn't a Marvel superhero in disguise? Most players would sell their souls for an endorsement like this from a coach from Brazil, a nation better known for soccer, for a WNBA player.
Brazil, their coaching had no answer whatsoever for Caitlin Clark. And they threw so many different looks at her. Like, I've never seen a team throw so many different looks at a player.
As if that weren't enough, Caitlin Clark signing the jersey for Brazil's team is more than just an autograph. It's like getting Mona Lisa to sign a napkin. Let's just pause for a moment and consider the absurdity of it. When you're Caitlin Clark, you're practically untouchable in the basketball world, and then all of a sudden you're signing a jersey for the Brazilian team. Let's face it, the only thing that could have been more iconic would have been if she signed it with a Sharpie and instructed them to frame it. Just think of the tale they'll tell in the locker rooms for years to come. Oh, we played against Caitlin Clark, and she actually signed our jerseys. Now that we're in the Hall of Fame, right? Of course, the signing itself is a show of pure class, one of the few occasions when a professional athlete doesn't grow too big for their britches. Even though everyone in the room was there only to witness her greatness and generosity, Caitlin could have easily been that player who refuses to interact with anyone outside of her sphere of fame. Instead, she most likely signed those jerseys with a smile as big as the Grand Canyon, making sure everyone felt special. It's just one of those moments when you realize that Caitlin Clark is not only winning hearts on the court, but also dominating them, and no one can take that away from her.
The team were lining up to get autographs. She signed their jerseys. They were getting her to sign their jerseys. She was signing the players' jerseys. This is like Dream Team. This is literally like Dream Team stuff. We haven't seen this since the damn Dream Team. She is literally signing the jerseys of teams she played against. She's signing their jerseys. They're that much in awe of her. And still, they were there. They were there. They were knocking her on her ass a couple of times. They were being physical. They were denying her. They didn't try to stop during the game. They just did not have it. They're so excited. They're taking pictures with her after the game. They're taking pictures with her, like, it is.
Yes, that is a real chef's kiss. The irony here is so thick that you could cut it with a basketball. It's hilarious that the Brazilian women's national basketball team, who were out there making fun of Caitlin Clark before the game by trying to imitate her famous three-point shots like some would-be basketball wizards, are now practically crawling on all fours just to take a selfie with her and have their jerseys signed.
The footage of the Brazilian national team dancing on Caitlin Clark logo at Carver Arena. Man, a lot of people had mixed reviews about it. Well, it looked like that wasn't the only clip because the entire team got in on the action, bruh. Got in on the jumping on Caitlin Clark logo, stomping on it.
But Caitlin, oh, she wasn't here for the game. She didn't need to pretend to hit a shot. No, Caitlin came through and slapped down a real three-pointer from way behind the arc, like real deep, not that I'm playing pretend kind of stuff that the Brazilians were trying to pull. She didn't just talk the talk, she walked the walk. And then some of the crowd, they were probably still buzzing from that shot when Caitlin proceeded to carry that energy straight into the rest of the game. Meanwhile, the Brazilian squad, well, they were probably too busy thinking about how they could get Caitlin to sign their jerseys and maybe even post a selfie. I mean, these women went from trying to flex their non-existent range to begging for a picture with one of the most legendary ballers out there. Classic. So yeah, Caitlin Clark really proved that when it comes to being a GOAT, it's not about imitating others or doing some cheap shots to steal the spotlight. It's about showing up, doing the real work, and owning every single moment on the court. The Brazilian team probably learned the hard way that you can't fake greatness. Either you have it or you don't, and Caitlin, she's got it in spades. Here comes Clark in transition. Clark pull up three, you bet. Let's just say she didn't need to play 40 minutes to prove she's head and shoulders above most of the competition. In fact, a mere 18 minutes on the court, and she left everyone questioning if she'd been playing with some kind of super speed or had secretly unlocked a cheat code for basketball. Seriously, 18 minutes isn't even enough time to finish a Subway sandwich, scroll through Instagram, and catch up on a couple of tweets. But Caitlin Clark, she took that tiny window of time and absolutely shredded the competition like a DJ tearing up a turntable at a rave. Every move was calculated, every pass was a thing of beauty, and every shot looked like it was scripted by the basketball gods themselves. Forget playing half a game, Caitlin might as well have been on fast forward while the rest of the court was stuck on pause. It was as if she had a turbo button. No one else knew about leaving defenders and her dust while they tried to figure out how to catch up. Spoiler alert, they didn't. If this was any other player, 18 minutes would have been laughable. But for Caitlin, it was a full-blown highlight reel.
Comes Clark in transition. Clark, pull up three. You bet!
As she sits coolly on the bench, watching her teammates battle it out on the court, Caitlin Clark is likely thinking, yep, when it's my turn, I'm just going to drop a few ridiculous shots, make everyone forget they even have a game plan, and then hit up the nearest coffee shop for a latte. You know that one person in every office meeting who nails the presentation in 5 minutes and then pieces it out while everyone else is still fumbling with their slides? It's almost like she has the ability to appear, do her thing, and then vanish before anyone even realizes what happened. It seems as though Caitlin Clark has perfected the art of being effortlessly amazing while making everyone else look like they're trying too hard. At this rate, she could teach a masterclass on how to be ridiculously good without breaking a sweat. She's like the ultimate productivity guru, but for basketball, there's no need to waste 30 minutes on the court when you can just be the walking definition of efficiency in a fraction of the time.
Boy, oh boy, did that feel good. Did that feel good from Caitlin Clark opening up the game, pull up three, bang, to the logo three to close the third quarter, walking off to a standing ovation. Caitlin Clark pulling up from 36 feet out. From start to finish, there was never a doubt in our mind. There was never a time where we even thought to ourselves, is this game going to be close? Indiana comes out, 8-0 run, close out the first quarter, close out the second quarter, close out the third quarter, sit our starters in the fourth quarter, and by the time it's all said and done, the Indiana Fever score more than double the Brazilian national.
During those 18 minutes, Caitlin didn't merely play the game. She redefined it each time she made a basket. Her accuracy was flawless, and each shot seemed to have its own gravitational pull, destined to land exactly where she wanted it to. You know that feeling you get when you solve a puzzle and declare, I am a genius. Indeed, Caitlin was doing that, but she was playing basketball and giving the impression that everyone else was still figuring out how to dribble her. She appeared to have a crystal ball and was 10 steps ahead of everyone else on the court, while the others were still unable to follow their strategy. When Caitlyn was on Plan Z, she had already carried it out flawlessly. Her intelligence makes you wonder if she's actually a basketball mastermind planning to destroy every opponent. Her presence on the court was equally commanding, as if she were sipping tea while the others were scurrying around playing hoops. You could almost hear Caitlyn saying, "I'll take over when I feel like it," as she played chess. Additionally, when she exercised total dominance.
This was our first look at Caitlin Clark in her second WNBA season, and she did not disappoint. She was raining threes, her handle looked tighter than ever, her vision was on point, and she brought this energy, and she brought the crowd, and everything was just electric because she was on the court.
Don't fool ourselves. Caitlin Clark's game was nothing short of a masterclass in restraint and exhibition of just how effortlessly she can dominate while making it look like she's barely trying, while other players were sweating through their jerseys, desperately scrambling to rack up points and play catch-up. Clark was over there in her own universe, casually letting everyone know that she could drop 30 points if she felt like it, but she didn't. Instead, she chose to let the game unfold with the calm, calculating poise of someone who knows they're already miles ahead of the competition. It's almost like she was playing a different game, one where efficiency reigns supreme and you don't need to overexert yourself to show you're the best in the room. Why tire yourself out with flashy, high-energy plays when you can simply glide through a game, almost teasing the opposition with how effortlessly you're toying with them, and by the time the final buzzer sounds, there's just one question left. On everyone's mind, the answer is clear. Caitlin Clark is efficient with a dash of confidence. Did the other team even belong on the same court as her?
But all in all, Caitlin Clark with a plus 42. She played 18 minutes. She played 18 minutes and was plus 42. Plus 42. 42 in 18 minutes. And there was a stage where it was her with all the rookies and she was still just carrying them. She got 2 assists to, I think, to a Von Ejim. 1 foul, 3 turnovers to 5 assists. And again, the turnovers were just trying mad stuff. Like, it is what it is. Don't really care that much. But in 18 minutes, she had 16, 6, and 5. Like, that's so impressive on 60% shooting and 4.
But here's the thing. Watching Caitlin Clark on the court elevates the game as a whole, not just her performance. It's like watching someone solve a Rubik's Cube while drinking a latte and wearing a blindfold, while the other players are still sitting there, fumbling with the pieces and wondering if they can just microwave it and hope it solves itself. Let's talk about those 18 minutes. Oh, you thought that was just a quick play, but no, my friend. Those 18 minutes weren't just a demonstration of athleticism. They were a masterclass in how to make everyone else on the court look like they missed the moment. Caitlin doesn't just play basketball. She's out there making history and looking effortlessly cool while doing it, like she's reading a grocery list and crossing off world dominance. As a side note, Caitlin Clark deviates from the rules by rewriting them on the spot and, just for good measure, pulling out a pin to sign her own autograph at the bottom. She seems to have concluded that the clock was merely a suggestion. It's like watching someone play chess on hard mode while everyone else is stuck on checkers when you watch her play. It is a mental acrobatics game with a dash of, oh, you can't keep up, that's adorable.
108-44, Caitlin Clark. Did she look rusty? I don't know. 16.6 rebounds, 5 assists, plus 42, plus minus in only 19 minutes of hoops. Caitlin Clark hoops are back. She looked good, folks.
Now here comes the Brazilian coach. You can see it in his eyes the moment Caitlin drops her usual brand of pure excellence. He's probably wondering if he's in some weird alternate reality where physics and basketball laws are just totally optional. He's trying to come to grips with what's happening, possibly rethinking every coaching decision he's ever made in his life. Did I just enter a parallel universe where Caitlin Clark can score effortlessly in 18 minutes, or maybe I'm the one who's stuck in a simulation, and she's the glitch that's about to rewrite all the rules of the game? Either way, I'd bet he's already planning a Caitlin Clark Appreciation Day back in Brazil just to honor her greatness from afar. Seriously, at this point, if you're a coach who doesn't praise her after watching that, you might need a reality check, because when greatness is that blatant, denying it is basically like saying you don't believe the sun rises in the morning. Caitlin Clark is a walking, dribbling shooting. Donking epiphany, if you're not acknowledging her, you're clearly living in a parallel universe where mediocrity reigns supreme.
And honestly, I didn't plan to shoot that logo 3. I know coming into the game, everybody wanted me to shoot one from there. But Steph was like, I'm supposed to come out at the end of the third, so she's like, give a foul, give a foul, give a foul. And then it was 30 seconds on the clock, which like between 30 to 33, that's like your 2-for-1 range where you have to get one up. So I saw 30 as we're inbounding the ball, which probably is inbounding the ball at 30, probably a little low. But I was like, why not? Might as well launch one, and it went in, and then Steph used the timeout to get me out. But yeah, that was pretty.
It's more than just a piece of clothing. It's a piece of history, and you will be the one to recount the moment you witnessed Caitlin Clark effortlessly win a game, leaving everyone else reeling. That's something to frame.